morning to you back on this Tuesday, and you know, if you're not a sports fan, I'm sorry. You know, we're having fun now. Oh, man. Kind of chilly out there this morning. It was a little cool, and supposed to get up there to the 60s today, though. But everything's going to shift. There's going to be a major shift, and so it gets a lot cooler. I was trying to get all of my Pittsburgh Steelers fans in, but Warren is here, and he's not wearing any Steeler gear today. So that's different, because when we lose, I wear my Raiders hat, okay?
That's a lot.
They're making fun of me on the other side of it. Y'all can't see what they're doing. During the break, I'm getting up. I don't care about them being big. We're going to fight, okay? So, you know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about the Reverend Paul Matthews. And, but Brother Darrell Johnson is calling in because we have this this thread, and I like what he said when I read him last night, because they was talking about winning season. He said 500 is not necessarily winning. You know what I mean? Praise be. Okay. So do we need them to call the
Call after the half hour, after McAllister get off the line. Only one at a time.
Can we do the other line? The what you call it? Yeah, the line. Okay. Okay, so you can't even use the other line. Okay. Well, look, my bad. Okay, but how about telling him that? I wasn't aware of that. And same thing with the other. Okay. Well, look. Can we go to a quick break here and let me make some calls right here, so we'll know where we at. But this guy right here is not on the line. I know he's taking care of things, but bring him and put this other guy in front of the mic here until we get to the half hour. We're going to go to a quick break, come right back.
Absentee ballots for the March primary are being mailed out. They started on Monday. The deadly situation in Iran as fiery protests stretched into a third week there. State lawmakers are expecting updates today on major new changes in the federal government that could affect millions of North Carolina residents who receive SNAP benefits. The Department of Justice is investigating Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. Powell says that the DOJ has served multiple grand jury subpoenas to the Fed and that they focus on testimony he gave last year about ongoing renovations to the Fed office building in Washington. 2 children in Rutherford County are in quarantine after the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services confirmed a case of measles in the county. Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
I'm Jamie Monticelli, WIDU Radio News. City Manager Doug Hewitt invites you to Doug in the District. This is Tuesday, January 20th, 8 a.m. until 10 a.m. at the Coffee Scene at 3818 Morganton Road. Your input matters, and the city manager wants to hear directly from you. These conversations help shape decisions, strengthen connections, and ensure that our community grows in ways that reflect the needs and priorities of its residents. Residents are invited to attend whenever they are able during the event. On January 9th, FPD teamed up with the Phoenix Center, Goodwill, Code Enforcement, Rapid, the Office of Community Safety, ALE, and the Fayetteville Fire Department to address community concerns along the Murchison Road and Jasper Street corridor. The collaborative effort focused on city code violations, narcotics activity, illegal gambling, and other quality of life issues. The Fayetteville Fire Department also engaged with residents by providing fire suppression systems. From WIDU Radio, I'm Jamie Monticelli.
It's a cold start to our morning here on this Tuesday. Temperatures in the 20s for the most part. Mostly sunny heading into the afternoon with temperatures reaching 55 to 60 degrees. Partly cloudy overnight, not quite as cold. Temperatures dropping into the 30s. We'll see highs in the low to mid 50s Wednesday afternoon. It's a mostly cloudy sky and the chance for a stray shower after about 3 p.m. moving to the east. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Chris Michaels in the Weather Center.
Hi, I'm Mitch Colvin, president of Colvin Funeral Home and Crematory. For over 50 years, our family has provided professional services with dignity, compassion, and respect with families during a time of need. We realize funeral services are as unique as those we're honoring. We offer a variety of affordable, quality services tailored to meet each family's needs, specializing in burial and cremation services. Proudly servicing Cumberland, Robinson, Hope, Harnett, Bladen, and surrounding counties from 2 locations, 2010 Murchison Road, Fayetteville, 1904 Elizabethtown Road, Lumberton. For more information, visit our website, www.hmcolvin.com.
Sixteen and a half minutes after the hour. I apologize. I had to go get a mask and get my ICE uniform to drag this guy behind the mic.
Look at you. Look at you.
That's what it takes, man. I mean, you got to go there.
No.
I mean, so look, all this mac, look, you guys hear this on a daily basis. They be talking trash now. You see what I'm saying? But we have the Reverend Paul Matthews. But as you notice, the way I know, he's not wearing anything that says anything about Steelers today, okay? So now he normally has all his Steelers socks, shoes, pants, sweaters. I guess check with his family to see if he has Steeler underwear. But still, he normally has all this other visual stuff, but he doesn't have anything on today.
Look,
are you okay today, brother?
Oh yeah, I'm great. I'm great. And the reason why I'm not wearing any Steeler gear, I want to make sure I make it home. Make sure I make it home. Yeah.
Before we get started, man, let's talk a little bit about this football pool, though. Look, I give hats off to Sandy.
Yeah.
Sandy Cookman, guys, you all know who she is. Man, she beat us down. She was 6-0.
Yeah.
6-0. Man, that's incredible. 6-0, bro. And Rev, I don't think anybody's been perfect this season. Matter of fact, I don't think have we ever had anybody perfect in any season. But she was 6-0, and so man, I got to give her a tip of her hat for that. Man, that was awesome. So she picked all of them just right.
Yeah,
but
that's great.
But anyway, though, so I watched the game, and then I went back on YouTube. For you all that don't know, the free YouTube, you can watch the game highlights and all this other stuff. You know, they give it to you in a fast version. In about, I think this was a 17-minute version I was watching. Mm-hmm. So to get all of this stuff, compiled in there. But you play football. You got a football background. What happened?
Yeah, so hats off to the Texans. I mean, and Pastor McAllister asked me, did the Steelers lose or did the Texans win? And the Texans won. The Texans, you have to credit their defense. Hats off to their head coach. They did great. I mean, their defense is, that's why they're the number 1 defense. And so we had the opportunities, especially with C.J. Stroud. I saw the playoff pressure get to them, but the fact of their defense, they would not allow Pittsburgh to capitalize. And so, that's the main thing.
All right. Well, but you guys are kind of acting like Dallas Cowboy fans, though.
No. Nowhere near.
Yeah. Ray was on to say, what's wrong with that? Well, let me put this out there like this, okay?
Yeah.
You act like, oh, we did something great, even still. I mean, you talk about, we got these winning seasons. So now I'm going back to my good friend, Daryl Johnson, and and I know he's a Cowboy fan too.
Right.
But still, 8-8 is not a winning season. That's
right.
not you broke 500. That was it, right?
Right. And Dallas didn't even do that.
Okay.
So I mean, yeah. So I mean, and what you have to understand when it comes to trash talking, there's some rules to trash talking. You know, if and when you come to like the first and foremost, if your team didn't make it into the playoffs, then you should limit your trash talk.
Well, we all on the same couch though.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who got there first. Okay, so we all on the same couch watching everybody else play.
Right,
okay?
right,
so
right,
now,
right.
Look. I admit I'm a Raiders fan. So
Yeah.
hey, look, and look, guys. When I left here yesterday, because I had to take care of some business, and this young man, I had on my Raiders hat. He said, "Man, you got a Raiders hat?" I said, "Yeah." This is a young white kid.
Yeah.
And he said, "I grew up in the Bay Area." I said, "Get out of here." So, it's a few of us out there. But you see,
Very
we're
few.
different. Sheriff Morgan is a Raiders fan, and he has a gun and a badge. Remember that, okay?
I mean, I understand that there's a remnant. There's a remnant of Raiders. Yeah.
But anyway, though, I mean, so, but I'm telling you, man, I did, you remember, I predicted yesterday that I felt like that Houston would win, but I didn't see that coming like that, though. Because, look, all of those turnovers they had,
Right.
And I'm seeing now the defense was doing their job.
Yeah. Defense.
But, the offense just couldn't muster up but 2 field goals. That's
Right.
not good. But in Aaron Rodgers' defense, the line they were on him just like white on rice, bro.
Yeah, and I now think about Vontae Leach, who used to play for the Texans. When you have a defense where you don't need to, you can just have your defensive line rush the quarterback and still put pressure without adding a defensive back or linebacker, then you have a defense to be feared. And I know they'll be playing the Patriots, but I'm already picking the Texans. I just don't see anybody beating them because of their defense, and defense does win champions.
So you picking the Houston over New England?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that game is at New England, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. That young man who Coach Bricky didn't want to call from Carolina. He's playing pretty good ball.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on what kind of game. What's his name? Shroud.
Yeah. C.J. Stroud. Yeah.
It depends on what kind of game he has.
Yeah, you're right. And I think that's the factor that you have to factor that in. Playoffs is different than the regular season. I know Raiders fans don't know anything about playoffs. It's been a while, but playoffs is totally different than the regular season, where each and you saw it in C.J. Stroud. You saw stuff that him normally not fumbling, and even that same center, pressure really affects you. And so, again, their defense was able to lock it down. But for any team, when it's playoff season, it's a whole different ball game.
Well, but I do want to offer some suggestion to you.
Yes, sir.
I mean, like, Carl and I. Carl's not quite as old as I am. Carl, you 60 what?
67.
He's
68.
he don't know how old he is. His wife has to tell him how old he is. That's how old he is. Okay. Anyway, so I'm 70. He's 60 something. Okay.
Right.
But look, when we lose, we wear our stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So don't you come in here again.
Look.
When you lose, I want to see you in your stuff.
And the thing is, I just know me. Yeah. That's for my own safety.
Okay.
Yeah.
So somebody say something to you, you might, be a little emotional about it.
Yeah.
Might crush him up.
Especially, and just like your friend that brought up that, that fact. I'm like, okay, now who's your team?
Right. Yeah. Daryl is he's a good guy. Well, he does that to me. Who is your team? You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm talking smack about the Cowboys. But look, the Raiders are not America's team, sir. That's the difference. We don't call ourselves America's team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Y'all don't even like us anyway, because most of the time we were a team of misfits, and we probably still are a team of misfits. But
Yeah.
I like the misfit crowd. Okay, that works for me. But yeah, man, that game was pretty exciting. On the half hour, we have the Mayor Pro-TEM coming in.
Okay.
He's a Philadelphia fan.
Right.
And I'm gonna have to talk to him about what I was told, because I talked on the phone with Councilman Hare earlier.
Yeah.
And they told me that a Dallas Cowboy fan was talking smack to them. I said, man, how in the world do you allow that? Y'all just won the championship last year.
Right.
And you're going to let a Dallas Cowboy fan
They won the division. Yeah.
and won the division, and you're going to
Yeah.
allow a Dallas Cowboy fan to talk smack to you.
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed in that though.
Yeah, well, I mean, and of course, it doesn't matter who your team is. When your team loses, it's kind of fair game. but then it has, there's a time period to the fair gameness, because then when you bring up who you represent, and when you realize your team hadn't won in a while, then it's like, okay, all right, this conversation needs to end, because you're not bringing anything to the table. And so I respect, I won't even talk junk about any other teams, especially teams like Philly who won it last year.
Right.
So yeah.
But them Dallas Cowboy fans.
Yeah. I mean we talking about the '90s when they won it. Yeah.
So they actually their grandchildren have never seen them win. Right. Great grandchildren. They have no memory of it at all. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Now I will say an interesting fact. Here recently, some of the Texans players saw their coach in action. They saw how he played in college as well as for the Texans. And on last night's game, it showed what's his name, DeMarco Murray. It showed him actually sacking Rodgers.
Okay.
And so literally Rodgers is 42, and the head coach for the Texans is 41.
Well, but I don't think that Rodgers is all washed up. I think that, given if he had someone to throw the ball to and a decent offensive line, I believe he'd be okay. Well, I don't know what your thoughts on that, but
yeah, I think for any quarterback that has a good line and good receivers,
right?
I mean, they can stay a little bit longer.
Sure.
Yeah.
And but I guess the thing is though, well, the conversation is about Mike Tomlin. I know you've been soft on Tomlin. And we should have been getting a little. You not been soft on Tomlin?
No. I think. I think when your team doesn't perform well, you always reflects the head coach. But Tomlin has been resilient in his position, and even last night, he was getting on the defense. But when the offense can't score, it can be overwhelming. But and I still think that Tomlin does have even though they made it to the playoffs, he's never had a losing season. That it will be a situation where he'll still be on the hot seat because another.
So 8-8 is not a losing season.
No, it's not a losing. It's not a winning season, nor is it a losing season. You breaking even.
Okay.
So look, if you give me $100 and I give you the $100 back, you didn't lose anything.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
So that's the same way with the Steelers.
I don't think I quite understand that, but I got what you're saying.
Yeah. You got what I said.
That was okay. That went over my head. But somebody talked about mediocrity and how that can be a bad thing.
Yeah.
Being mediocre. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, in any part of life,
Right.
just being mediocre is not necessarily a good thing, Rev. It's not. Is it?
No, never the case. Yeah.
So,
but when you factor in, like, when you have when you have a team, say like in the case of the Ravens that fired Harbaugh,
right?
You see they had all the pieces offensively and defensively, and they even made it deep into the playoffs, but they never made it to the Super Bowl. And so management was saying, okay, that's good, but with all these pieces, you should be in the Super Bowl. Now with the Steelers, and we can go back maybe a couple years back when it looked like we were not going anywhere, and not only was Tomlin able to coach us into a winning season, but we even made it into the playoffs. Now, we do look at that time when we were the last undefeated team, and then when we started losing, we kept on losing right into the playoffs. That was something that probably he could have gotten fired on that. But when you don't have the right players and pieces in place,
right,
then it's not really mediocre.
Now, don't you guys hold another record of 7-something?
7 times in the playoffs, or what?
Losses.
Well, I mean, when you lose in the playoffs, it's different than losing in the regular season.
No. But let's deal with facts here. Didn't you accomplish your record last night for losses? First of all, that's just no question.
Is it okay if I walk out?
I'm trying to put you on the spot, but that.
Yeah.
That is a yes, correct?
Yeah, it is.
Now, tell our audience what the yes is. I mean, so you have a record for.
I don't think our audience really needs to know all that information. Just know that that the Steelers,
yeah, brother, come on in.
Still made it to the playoffs. They're doing well.
Okay,
and so,
all right.
Yeah, I mean, and hats off again. I think the focus should be more on the Texans than it is the Steelers. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Look, we're gonna go to a quick break. Come back. The Mayor Pro-TEM is here, and we're gonna pull him in. He's a Philly. He's a Philly fan.
Yeah, Pennsylvania.
And, my only rub with him is that he allowed a Cowboy fan to talk smack to him. You see what I'm saying?
Oh wow.
We'll be back, folks. Right after this break.
Are you looking for an opportunity to serve the community? Become a part of the decision-making in the City of Fayetteville government and apply to fill an upcoming vacancy on our boards and commissions. You can apply now through January 31st by visiting fayetteville.nc.gov/boards. Click on the red apply button found in the middle of the page. Boards and commissions are a great way for residents to engage in their community and help build a greater Fayetteville.
As the health director in Haywood County and a nurse here in North Carolina, I can tell you that the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline saves lives.
No matter your struggle, you are not alone. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is free, private, and always available.
988 Lifeline counselors are ready 24/7 to speak with you, help you cope, and get you connected to the support that is right for you.
988, the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Call, text, or chat 988 24/7. Brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
It's what we were taught, trained, and told to do.
It could be for anything. Helping a friend move.
Listening to a fellow veteran for hours, at any hour of the day.
Or just simply making time for people. A neighbor, a loved one, or even a stranger.
We're often the first to help others. There's no question about it.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
Perhaps it's time to do for yourself what you would do for others.
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
A former North Carolina member of Congress is weighing in on the controversy involving Fed Chairman Jerome Powell. Former Representative Patrick McHenry spoke in Durham at an economic forum on Monday. Democratic Senator Mark Kelly has sued the Pentagon over attempts to punish him for his warnings about illegal orders. On the Senate floor Monday, Kelly says he is fighting back. A U.S.-based human rights group says that over 500 people have been killed during the 2 weeks of protests in Iran. A new bridge over Alligator River on the Outer Banks is taking shape as construction crews have completed about 95% of the foundation work since construction began in February of 2025. There was a burst of snowflakes across western North Carolina on Sunday, even a few in the Triad over the weekend. Could there be more this week? Mike Traley, NCI News.
I'm Jamie Monticelli, WIDU Radio News. City Manager Doug Hewitt invites you to Doug in the District. This is Tuesday, January 20th, 8 a.m. until 10 a.m. at the Coffee Scene at 3818 Morganton Road. Your input matters, and the city manager wants to hear directly from you. These conversations help shape decisions, strengthen connections, and ensure that our community grows in ways that reflect the needs and priorities of its residents. Residents are invited to attend whenever they are able during the event. On January 9th, FPD teamed up with the Phoenix Center, Goodwill, Code Enforcement, Rapid, the Office of Community Safety, ALE, and the Fayetteville Fire Department to address community concerns along the Murchison Road and Jasper Street corridor. The collaborative effort focused on city code violations, narcotics activity, illegal gambling, and other quality of life issues. The Fayetteville Fire Department also engaged with residents by providing fire suppression systems. From WIDU Radio, I'm Jamie Monticelli.
It's a cold start to our morning here on this Tuesday. Temperatures in the 20s for the most part. Mostly sunny heading into the afternoon with temperatures reaching 55 to 60 degrees. Partly cloudy overnight, not quite as cold. Temperatures dropping into the 30s. We'll see highs in the low to mid 50s Wednesday afternoon. It's a mostly cloudy sky and the chance for a stray shower after about 3 p.m. moving to the east. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Chris Michaels in the Weather Center.
Minutes, 20 minutes before the hour here, and we have the Mayor Pro-TEM. He's in with us, and he's getting on me because he said I called him at 6:30. He had all his gear on, but he switched to the 76ers now. But the 76ers is certainly not the Eagles. But anyway,
Detroit. That's what happened after you were running out the door this morning. I am a sports fanatic. I got Flyers, Phillies, Sixers, Eagles. I got all of Philadelphia gear. Born and raised, West Philadelphia. Class of 79. So come on now.
I'm with you.
I'm not a sometime fan. I'm for real.
I'm with you. Well, look.
Born and raised. That's right. And I'm glad you caught me. So I'm glad I was right around the corner and had the opportunity to come in.
Because, man, look, I need some help with these guys, man. They come in there, you know, they talking a little smack and everything. And look, I'm a loyal fan. I'm a Raider fan. I don't care whatever. I'm a loyal Raider fan.
And you have to be a fan whether they win or whether they lose.
That's what I'm talking about. So and if they lose, I'm still gonna wear my stuff.
Yeah.
You know, come on. You finished? come on back. Come on back. Get in front of this microphone. Because you see him, right?
Yeah, I see him.
You see, now yesterday, I'm talking about 24 hours ago. Mm-hmm. You would have thought he played for the Steelers. He had on so much Steelers stuff.
Oh, you could have seen him a mile away. He had on so much.
Oh yeah, I mean, look.
He had on that black and gold. You could have seen him.
Right. But today,
and look.
Come on, Pastor. You should have been dressed. You should have been dressed down.
But see, the thing is, Troy is a great devil's advocate because first of all, he doesn't have any Raiders gear on, and he's yet still trying to antagonize other people. You know, he gets on the Dallas fans, he gets on anybody that loses, but he never really exposes the fact that the Raiders are that bad. They went 3-14. You know, and so no, normally there's rules to trash talking. When your team can't even win more than 3 games, you need to kind of stay in the corner. But he's the one that puts the battery on your shoulder and tell the other guy to knock it off.
But you know what I like? I like dedicated fans.
Yeah.
But them fair weather fans that you have out there that they with this team one year with that team. You know what I mean? I don't even pay them any attention.
Right.
If you got a 1-15 or 1-16 record and you still got your gear dressed down, I appreciate you.
But look, yesterday, ask them what they have on yesterday.
What they have on yesterday?
Who?
I had my Raider stuff on yesterday.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah,
All right, so you represented it.
Yeah, I represent.
I
represent.
Yeah. Look, it's playoff season. Every team should be represented, whether they made it to the dance or not.
That's what I'm saying. So when they lose, I definitely come up with my stuff, but they make jokes about it because you wearing black in mourning and stuff like that.
It's just a topic of conversation.
That's Cowboy fan. My friend, Reverend Carl. My friend.
But see, I chose not to wear Steeler gear today for my safety, because I just know how I am when it comes to it. Because the first thing, if somebody says something, first of all, I want to know who's your team. I told Pastor Brinkley that I've been delivered because it used to be I used to cut my phone off, I change barbershops, because I wouldn't watch ESPN and stuff like that, but yeah, I'm much better. But I know for my safety,
But let me just say that I was happy by the games that was played over the weekend because every game was within 4 points.
Yeah.
Except the game last night.
Except the game last night.
Except the game last night.
But let's put emphasis on that.
The Chargers in the New England game, the Denver game too. You're right. But they were all competitive. They all made you stay up until the fourth quarter. Matter of fact, the last 2 minutes of most of them, because that's when the lead changes. So as long as you have competitive teams like that, it keeps this conversation going.
That's true. But I'm saying, surely you didn't allow a Dallas Cowboy fan, and you guys are the defending champions, to talk smack to you. Because see, I was talking to your colleague DJ earlier. Councilman Hare, and he said that Mayor was just all on y'all last night. Well, I wasn't there, but I'm just going by what he said.
People are always going to talk smack, and as I was speaking when I came in the door, you have to remember the NFC East is one of the most rivalrous teams probably in the NFL. When you have the Eagles, and you have the Giants, and you have the Cowboys, and you have the Redskins. We used to all say, it's just a game, but these guys, they really hated each other back in the 70s. We know about forgiving and forgetting. But when you talk about football, you talking about them 4 teams, they can care less whether they 1-16. They're going to play you until they got blood coming out of their nose. They care less about winning. They just want to hit somebody. So some of the greatest games that you will see in the NFL is probably some of the NFC East teams, and that's just a rivalry that they've always had, will continue to have. So talking smack is part of the game.
I heard that. Did Darryl call back? Did Darryl call back? Okay.
See, he's trying to get some more.
No. He's trying to get some more ammunition. Is that what he's trying to get?
Yeah.
Don't tell me he's a Raider fan too. Then.
No. He's a Dallas fan.
Oh, he's a Dallas fan.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Well, look, they've been on the couch for a while, so we're just gonna let them watch football for a while.
Yeah. And to the case of the Raiders, it's been since the 90s.
I don't remember exactly, but the thing is, we've moved around a little bit.
Yeah.
And
but matter of fact, the last time the Raiders won a championship, they beat the Eagles, if I'm not mistaken.
That's true.
I remember it was Jim Plunkett, if I'm not mistaken.
No. They went
a little bit further.
They went further.
Last time they Marcus Allen.
Yeah.
You're right.
They beat the Redskins.
You're right.
Right. But the thing about it, though,
that's about 40 years ago.
I remember every time the Eagles lose. That's why I knew the Raiders lost. We lost to the Raiders one year. But go ahead.
But the thing is that those games were so dynamic that they still play them now. If you watch historic football, then you got to look at the Raiders. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the only time.
You see what I'm saying?
That's the only time.
But we're coming back. You see what I'm saying? We're coming back because we get the number 1 draft pick, first of all. And we don't believe that 8-8 is winning. You see what I'm saying? See, we'd rather be 3 and whatever.
Yeah, 3 and 14.
You know what I'm saying? Right, I'm saying,
14.
right.
Yeah.
We'd rather be 3 and 14 than 8 and 8. You know, but who the heck wants to be 8 and 8?
Well, it's all about making the playoffs. You got to make it to the damn do anything. Now, you can make it at 8 and 8. You have to be 8 and 1, but you can make it.
Yeah, but when you lose 7 playoff games in a row, you got a record like that. You know what I'm saying? You got in the record books as that.
But yeah,
I'm just bringing that up.
But you make it to the playoffs. That's a whole different thing, you know. And again, to get the number 1 pick, you have to have the worst record, and so that's where the Raiders are. So
right.
Well, let me just say that.
So look, man, he says he's going into the control room. Okay,
well, let me just say,
they're a call back because
it's hard to
they're
win.
They're trying to say I'm loading up on them, but
people think it's easy. It is very hard to win.
Darryl played football. That's why I want Darryl to come in.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Darryl played football.
Okay.
Okay, so he's like you. He's a football player, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So now I admit I've always been a spectator, but he played football. Okay, so now this is your match. Come on, call back in.
I officiated football for 17 years.
Okay, all right.
I did high school, I did German American League, and I did little CIAA.
Okay.
So,
you CIAA?
Yeah. So I know a little bit about the competitiveness and the rivalries, and a lot of people don't realize the rivalries. When you get that adrenaline going, you do things that you didn't know that you can do. Let me just put it, because your adrenaline is taking over. And that's what we was talking about, rivalries. And I know the Raiders had rivalries with Kansas City.
Oh, yeah, man, that's major rivalry.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Right,
so
that's major
they
rivalry.
get hyped up for those games also.
Yeah. Right, all right. But anyway, though, Brother Johnson, glad to have you back, sir, because, you know, you got a we have a Steelers fan in here trying to talk smack. And he'll
coming from a Raiders fan. Coming from a Raiders fan.
And Brother Johnson, he's talking smack about you because you are a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Coming in.
That's that antagonizing part you're talking about.
He now put the battery on him and said that I smacked. Look at him.
Hey, I know it's tough for the Steelers fans this morning after losing their 7th consecutive playoff win. And they just say all they want, it's all about making it there, but hey, they just played a week longer than we did.
Yeah. And look, that makes a difference. That definitely makes a difference.
And I do know this: out of the last 4 games, the Cowboys did beat the Steelers 3 of those games.
Yeah. And look, I will give the Cowboy fans respect for that, because we only play each other every 4 years, and so So we've got to win, or we have to be quiet for a couple of years. So yeah.
And Brother Paul, one thing I always use on my Steelers fans, and my brother who's a Steelers fan, so we've been doing this since the 70s, going back and forth. But, you know, I can say this. We haven't won a Super Bowl in a while, but the last one we did win, guess who we beat?
Yeah.
You going way back, aren't you? You going way back.
So in the Super
I gotta
Bowl,
use what I can use.
so look, in the Super Bowl, we are 2-1. You know, we played 3 times and we won 2 of them. So
yeah, I gotta use what I can use. But hey, I'm having a great time listening to you guys this morning. It's all in fun.
No, man, but Brother Darryl, he's talking about when Starbucks. Were you born then?
Yeah.
For me?
No, I'm talking about
I was born in 1971.
Yeah, I was born in 1970. So even though I didn't see the game,
I'm gonna say you barely saw it.
You still breathing?
Barely saw it.
Yeah.
They must have put one of them scanograms on the womb or something like that.
No. So, but yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let me just add just one thing. You have to give Tomlin credit.
Yeah.
Because he has had a winning season, or haven't had a losing season.
There you go.
In a long time. So you have to give him credit, because it's hard to coach and it's hard to win in the NFL. So that's a record that he should be proud of, and the Steelers should be proud of.
Yes, sir.
But Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, isn't mediocrity kind of even worse than losing? I mean, because you see, at least we know where we're at as Raiders fans. But
do you?
But does he really know where he's at, Reverend Paul?
Well, I just want you to understand, it's not really mediocrity, because if you have 30 teams and only 12 make the playoffs,
there you go.
You're above mediocrity.
There you
so
go.
that means you're past the halfway point.
There you go.
So that's something that you have to look at too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. If you haven't been in the 12 for several years, then that's worse than mediocrity. You know, you just have to. You have to. You know, first of all, you got to stay in one place. and then build up your team and change your ownership, which you finally did. So you're trying to throw a little shade because we moved around a little bit. Hey, I mean, you had the Kansas City Chiefs that was just beating everybody and definitely beating y'all twice. So it's just been a hard time being a Raider, and I get it, I can understand. Well, I really can't understand, but of having a losing season year after year.
Well, Rev, you hit a good point, and what a lot of people need to understand is continuity plays a big role when it comes to football.
Yeah.
That's why you see most of these teams that have winning teams and that are winning, they have that continuity. They've had their coach there for 4 or 5 years. They had their offensive defense coordinator there for a long time. That continuity is important. And you have to re-sign your key players.
Yes, sir. Right.
You just can't keep bouncing back and forth and expect to win.
That's true.
It just doesn't happen.
Right. Well, look, let's go to DL. I know he's he met DL. You were at the game, weren't you, last night?
Yeah, I was at the game last night.
Okay, that's it. See, he was actually at the game. He witnessed it.
Yeah, yeah. I had a friend that was at the game that hit me up too.
He was crying too?
Nah, he wasn't crying. He was, hey.
Good morning, DL.
Listen, man, it started off pretty decent, but DK Metcalf, who come back from his 2-game suspension because he lacks emotional intelligence, drops an easy pass, and you can't drop easy passes against the best defense in the league.
That's right.
And it just went downhill for that. And, Aaron's 41. I don't fault him. They were on him like gangbusters last night. And what I didn't like, though, in the end, you didn't see no Texans paraphernalia, no flags out during the game. Soon, game over. They sat at the bottom with their flags out. In fairness to them, wasn't a lot of them, but they wasn't talking smack leaving the arena because they know how that plays out.
Yeah.
But it's time to move on from Tomlin. And I say this about Tomlin. When Tony Dungy did an interview, Tony Dungy was at Tampa Bay, and he said, he told his staff, we're going to go out and find some good young talent. He went to University of Cincinnati, and he found Mike Tomlin. And instantly, he was mesmerized. He brought him to Tampa, and Tony Dungy said, I used to go around to all the position coaches' rooms just to see how they're doing. He said he stopped in the DB room. That's where Tomlin coached. Say, man, he ain't have to go in there ever again. So basically, I say this. Tony Dungy went out and got people. They say when you're in leadership, you got to get people just as smart and not smarter than you and not feel threatened by them. Don't think Tomlin, well, he definitely not done that because his defensive coordinator should have been fired a long time ago because they're talking about the Eagles' offensive coordinator, and I'm trying to hear the analysts. You ain't talking about this guy? He got fired at Detroit and Cincinnati. So 2 Pennsylvania teams are out of the playoffs. But, yeah, it's time for Tomlin to go. I just think he needs to reset. I ain't saying he can't coach, but he has a lot of say in his personnel. He has a lot of say in his assistant coaches. Those assistant coaches have failed him down because you get 3 turnovers on your defense last night. Right. They bailed C.J. Stroud out. They bailed him out. But if they run it back with this same crew, the Steelers going to be probably in a worse predicament. I can't. You need to reboot this thing. And one Steeler legend thinks Tomlin should be. He don't even think Tomlin great. That's what's his name, Debo, James Harrison. He says on podcasts all the time. You don't think Tomlin's a great coach. You think he's a good coach. So that's one of your players saying it. But real quickly before I go, a friend of mine, he's another veteran Navy guy, Lee. We ride up here together, all Steeler games. We've been on the road 6 times. We lost. Me and him came to the last 2 Dallas games. Steelers lost. We came to the Seattle game. Steelers lost. San Francisco bludgeoned us 2 years ago. We lost. And the lost again last night. We won when we go together. We beat Atlanta 2 years ago and poor Panthers, who we beat up on them. So me and Lee said we can't come together no more.
There you go. And look, I was saying the same thing.
We 0-6.
Yeah, see,
but that's my partner though. But I tell you one thing, his wife gonna be upset with him because you could have been a Steelers store. You passed the whole store out. I say, Lee, you can come back, man. You spending too much money on Steelers gear.
Oh wow.
Yeah. We need to ban you from Steelers games because some of that mojo's not working.
We just, we can't. But we can't come together. We just looked at it. Every time we come up here, we lose.
Well, look, I want you to take Reverend Paul with you. Let's see what happens.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to change it up, man, because Owens, the losses that hurt them. Well, this one definitely looked bad last night because it started out so promising.
Yeah.
And but even though it ended up in a blowout, I'm gonna keep it in the context. It just got away in the end. It just basically got away with the end. But like I said, the Steelers have drafted a center in the second round 2 years ago, and they drafted 2 first-round left tackles. They posted the left tackle protects the blind side of the quarterback. It just hadn't worked out, and I just think you can't get the best players. You got to develop them. And like I said, look at Kyle Shanahan, and you talk about the Steelers' defense. It's old-fashioned. Kyle Shanahan, he does a lot of pre-snap motion. What I mean, he puts a lot of players in space. He has a lot of players moving around before the ball is hyped, and that throws the defense off because they got a man in motion going left and right, and only one has to be set. And so that throws the defense off. He does a lot of pre-snap stuff. That's how he beat Philly. Somebody broke it down. What he does, his play calling, even though they won a Super Bowl, his play calling is elite.
Sure.
Well, let me just add, sir. This is Derrick Thompson, City Councilman. I watched the game last night, probably just the second half, and I'm glad you mentioned that both of the Pennsylvania teams are out, and probably both of them are out because of the lack of offense. What I seen last night was a lack of an offensive line for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right. Oh, yeah.
I think Rodgers is a great quarterback for the one. I think quarter that I seen him throw off his back foot and throw a bullet to somebody for about 40 yards. So he has the talent to take Pittsburgh to the next level. But if you want to revamp your offensive line, because once Pittsburgh get a lead and they start running their quarterback, the offense will maintain control of the ball. And once you maintain control of the ball, that gives your defense time to rest. And then when they do get on the field, they have the energy to force the other team 3 and out, which puts your offense back on the field again to control the clock. That's the same remedy we have for Philadelphia. But if your offense is not moving, getting first downs, it stagnates everything, keeps your defense on the field. I think you probably heard it 4 or 5 times. The commentator said the defense in Pittsburgh, they're just gassed. That's why they gave up the last 2 or 3 touchdowns, because they stayed on the field half the game.
Hold on, Coach. Hold on, Councilman. The defense get us up. The offense fumble and an interception. And their defense outscored our offense. But I agree with you on the offensive line.
That's true.
But they drafted high picks. They ain't coaching them up. Either they're bust as offensive linemen or they're not coaching them up. You're not replacing players. But I say this about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Glenn miscalculated. He thought that Aaron Rodgers was going to be a diva, and he told Aaron Rodgers was pissed. He flew him from California just to tell him, we ain't keeping you. Aaron was pissed, so he wanted to beat the Jets, which he did. And Aaron Glenn probably should have kept him. I tell you what, I'd like to see Aaron Rodgers go. He don't need to be in Pittsburgh. He come down to Carolina. They got a decent line. He's got one more good year in him.
Yeah,
I agree
most definitely, if not 2.
He don't need to be with Pittsburgh. Nah, he's 41 now. Let's not get carried away. He's not Tom Brady.
What you have to look at my man out of the Chargers. Who's the guy that came back? Phillip Rivers. He's 44. He didn't get hit as much as Rodgers did last night because he was getting the ball, and the offensive coordinator was designing plays to get him the ball out of his hands fast enough. So you also need a competent offensive coordinator that knows your limitations. The reason he had those fumbles is because he's not mobile. He's just going to stand in the pocket. You don't see Aaron Rodgers moving left or right. So if the offensive line breaks down, guess what happens? He gets hit. And with his age being so fragile, that ball comes out of his hand.
Oh, yeah. Well, all in all, it's time to look for basketball season. So Carolina Tar Heels, you're on the clock.
Man.
I don't know if you can see me now, but I got my Sixers hat on. I was rushing out of the house, so I'm getting ready for basketball too.
Yeah, Carolina Tar Heels have my undivided attention now.
Thank you, dear. Appreciate you, man. Safe travels, brother.
Yeah.
They're on their way back from the game.
Oh, okay.
And he lives there outside of Charlotte. But anyway, I do appreciate you swinging by.
Well, I appreciate you having me, and I appreciate you calling me. I love talking about sports, man. I can talk about sports all day long.
When we're here on Monday mornings, if you got time, you're welcome to come.
All right.
Come on in and get on in. Evidently, you got some skills because you talking math and statistics and all that other stuff. I can't talk that, you know what I mean?
I like to be well-versed on what I'm talking about, not just when I talk about sports, but even stuff on council. That's why I do a lot of reading.
So. You do your homework now. You do your homework.
I love talking about sports, and I love guys getting together, just talking smack back and forth. You know what I mean? It breaks up the monotony a little bit, and it builds a little cohesion amongst your group too.
So next month is a holiday. So Reb, I guess we move everything up to that Tuesday.
Yeah, I'll be out of town though.
You be out of town. Okay,
I'll be
you
out of town next week. That's for sure.
Right.
That's
but
the
we got a
Martin Luther
conference
King
line
week.
too. If you got a minute, you can join in on that. You know, but
so who's your predictor? Who you looking?
I don't know, man. I have no idea.
Well, I'll give you my 2 cents.
Okay, shoot.
It takes somebody who has been there to get to the finish line.
Okay.
And you have to look at Buffalo.
Okay.
They have been in the playoffs, I don't know what, past 5-6 years, never made it to the finish line.
Right.
Mainly because of Kansas City always kicked them out. They've had great games against Baltimore.
Right.
You have a great quarterback. You have a great offensive line. And you have a defense that's getting turnovers. So Buffalo would probably be my number one out of the AFC.
Okay.
In the NFC, you have to look at San Francisco, either the Rams.
Okay.
The Rams has the number one quarterback probably in the NFL, and he's been there. He's been beat up by Philadelphia the past 2 years.
Okay.
San Francisco got beat up by Philadelphia 1 year, and Brock Purdy was hurt 1 year. But they have the tools, even though they have a depleted defense,
right?
Because they have so many people that's hurt. Their Kittles, their offensive tight end, he's hurt, but they still have the tools on offense, and they have a wonderful defense that can probably get them to the finish line. So I'm looking at the Rams and San Francisco for the championship. Now I'm probably looking at Denver and Buffalo.
Okay.
For the AFC
Excellent. Well, look, that's going to wrap things up. Thank you guys so much, and Reverend Paul, wherever you are. I love you, brother. And look, I'm not scared of you because you're bigger than I am either. Anyway, but thank you so much for swinging in with us, Mayor. That's the Mayor Pro Tem. But you're certainly welcome to come in and join us, talk sports anytime you want to, brother. We love you.
Tuesdays and Thursdays are easier for me because I'm right around the corner dropping my wife also.
Okay,
but I'll call in if I have time.
Okay, appreciate
Thanks for
you.
having me again, brother. God bless you.
Take